Hello, my name is Peter Dorrington of the Executive Leaders Network, and I'm delighted to be joined today by Gavin Connolly of Nerdio. And we're going to talk about an exclusive dinner that we're going to be holding shortly about the Azure Virtual Desktop and why IT leaders need to be rethinking about Citrix. So Gavin, if you wouldn't mind, could you give us a brief introduction, please?
Yeah, thanks so much, Peter. Hi, everybody. My name is Gavin Connolly, and I am Field CTO and Director of Sales Engineering for EMEA here at Nerdio.
Thank you very much, Gavin. Now, perhaps you could just tell us a little bit about the focus of the dinner, what we're going to be talking about, and why it's important to be talking about it now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to be focusing on Microsoft Cloud Endpoints and modern endpoint management at the dinner. And there is a huge focus now from Microsoft on their cloud endpoints, which is their new virtualization technology in the form of Azure Virtual Desktop and Windows 365. And there's no time like the present to be talking about this technology. This technology is an enabler for hybrid and remote working, as well as, if done correctly, can lead to business transformation. Customers are looking to migrate from on-premise workloads to the cloud, but in doing so, they need to make sure that they are optimizing their cost, simplifying their management, adding in the resiliency that they need to ensure that their business is successful. We also are living in the AI frame, and we can't escape the AI bubble. And whilst organizations now are coming to grips and adapting things like co-pilots and AI assistants, the current endpoints that we're using physically are sufficient to run those workloads. But as we look into the future in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to start to need more and more cloud compute to really unlock and harness the value of AI and the power of AI. And that's where these cloud endpoints will become more and more intricate into what we do universally across the board.
Indeed. And we often talk about data being like the new black gold, but it is indeed like crude oil. Until you refine it and put it to work, it's not actually useful for anything and not particularly valuable. Now, we're going to be on the dinner having a series of very brief talking points. We're covering this topic, but who should attend? Who do you think will get the most from this opportunity to network and to hear from you and other experts?
Yeah, so I think it's a great question. A lot of organizations are in this kind of moment of inflection, and there's a decision to be made whether or not they continue down the path of using traditional virtualization technologies such as Citrix that's mentioned in the title, or move to the new modern kind of Microsoft focused cloud endpoints of Azure Virtual Desktop and Windows 365. Microsoft have this vision that virtualization technology will become the de facto way that organizations and eventually consumers will access and consume Windows. So more and more organizations are on this journey, and there's other factors like the end of Windows 10 moving to Windows 11, the migration from things like Active Directory to Entra ID, moving from SCCM to Intune. Lots of organizations are treading this same path. So anybody who is having those kind of projects within their organization or are considering this move, anybody who is under pressure maybe from expensive renewals and long lock-in times for their new renewals with some of these more traditional virtualization technologies should come along, as well as anybody that's looking to really transform their organization and what's to come in the way of how they deliver out that end user experience to their end users, whether that be internal or even third parties and offshore workers as well.
Okay, thank you. Now, obviously, you've already told us a little bit about what we're going to cover at the dinner, but perhaps you could give us a quick sneak preview into what do you think will be the big takeaway for those that are there?
Absolutely. I think the big takeaway is that there's no time like the present to look at Microsoft's technologies in this space. Gartner say that they're a market leader. Forrester say that they're a market leader. And what we do at Nerdio is help accelerate the move and the shift and the migration and modernization to these technologies. We'll be covering a wide array of topics, everything from the end user experience to cloud cost optimization and everything in between. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing people there. I hope people can register. Don't forget to register. And yeah, we really look forward to having the discussion and hearing from other peers as well, which is always valuable.
I'm looking forward to it as well, because this is such an apropos time to be having a conversation about transformation with all of these moves on technology, the way that we work, where we work, how we work. Now's the time to actually get some answers to the questions I'm sure we have. Now, just before we go, do you have any final words for our delegates today?
Yeah, just I think, no matter where you are in the life cycle of these decisions and these technologies, if you are somebody who's used virtualization at your organization for 15 or 20 years, or if you've never heard of a virtual desktop or desktop as a service, I think come along, find out why this technology can be key, and as I said before, can be transformational to your organization.
Perfect. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope to see everybody who's watching today at our dinner. You'll find the registrations below. But until then, thanks very much. And Gavin, thank you. I'll see you at the dinner. Take care now.
Thank you, Peter.
Bye-bye.